Welcome back. Now, the South African Human Rights Commission has commended the appointment of Raymond Zondo as Chief Justice. On Thursday, President Cyril Ramaphosa made the appointment. Zondo is currently acting in the role and will officially assume office on the 1st of April. For more, we're joined by the South African Human Rights Commission's Andre Gorm. Thank you very much, Advocate, for your time here on NewsLink. Of course, a lot of people, it's been misreactions in terms of this appointment, but you feel that this is a step in the right direction?
Yes, thank you very much, and good morning to the viewers. Yes, the South African Human Rights Commission welcomes the appointment of Judge Zondo, now Chief Justice Zondo, after he's been appointed. We believe that his work ethic and demeanor also at the Zondo Commission impressed a lot of South Africans. He's an experienced justice and jurist. He has served in various courts, including as Deputy Chief Justice of our country. It's going to be a very important task lying ahead for him as the head of not only the Apex Court, but also the judiciary as such. An important time of really making sure that the rule of law is upheld in our country and constitutional democracy is secured also as far as the judiciary is concerned in particular. The judiciary and in particular the Apex Court has a very important task of upholding the Constitution, of making sure that the rule of law is protected and that our constitutional democracy, in effect, is protected. We also think it was a very good choice from the President to recommend that the President of the SCA, the Supreme Court of Appeal, Judge Maya, that she should become the Deputy Chief Justice. We know that in about 2.5 years, Justice Zondo will retire, and that would also give her potentially the opportunity of becoming the first woman Chief Justice of our country.
What do you make of the JSC, announcing in a statement through to the public about who their preferred candidate was and putting them in a list of preference to the least preferred, and then putting Justice Zondo as the least preferred? A lot of people have been saying that made it a bit controversial. That also seems to suggest that the JSC is taking away the powers of the President to make the final decision.
Yes, it is the prerogative of the President in terms of the Constitution to make the appointment, and therefore the President has also made clear that even though a specific recommendation has been sent to him, that it remains his prerogative in terms of the Constitution, and he's exercised that prerogative now. As I understand it, that it is the JSC's task to look at the shortlisted candidates, have interviews with them, and then indicate whether those candidates are fit and proper candidates and that they have the necessary capacity to do the job of being Chief Justice. And it's then for the President to make the choice and not for the JSC. And that is exactly what has happened here in the final analysis. The President has exercised his constitutional duty in terms of the Constitution and decided who the Chief Justice should be.
And just very quickly, and lastly, Advocate Gorm, let's talk about the fact that the President made this process very transparent from the beginning, asking South Africans to give him a list of names that they thought would be perfect candidates for the position of Chief Justice. For the first time, we saw how rigorous the JSC interviews were in South Africa, and we were made part of that whole process as South Africans.
Yeah, the South African Human Rights Commission welcomed that. It has been quite an open and transparent process for the first time ever, giving the opportunity also to members of the public to indicate what they want and how they perceive matters pertaining to who should be the Chief Justice. So from that perspective, it can only be welcomed, and it is indeed strengthening our democracy to have a process where the public also has a say in such a very important process in appointing the Chief Justice, who plays a critical role in our constitutional democracy.
All right. Thank you very much, Advocate Andre Gom, for your time here on ENCA. He is from the South African Human Rights Commission, which has welcomed the appointment of Chief Justice Raymond Zondo, starting his new job from the 1st of next month.